Guys, welcome to my morning. Welcome to my morning. All right. So, what this is like is like you slide into a feed of somebody just musing, or you slide into a feed and somebody is just going about their day. And if you think about it, you kind of go in and out of these worlds, like because everybody, we all have our own world, our own thing that we're doing, right? And you slide in and out of these different worlds. Now, some of it is an act, some of it is genuine, some of it is, you know, whatever. And then some of it is just a piece of a person's life, like just a piece of it. Like, so you don't see the whole picture. So you kind of, I guess you judge what you're watching just based on that little tiny cup of what you're seeing of that experience. Because after this, I go to lunch, um, I go to a customer, I get a new client, the whole day I'll go meet my son, I go home. There's a whole nother part of the life that people live. So when we go in and out of these things, we just slide in. Now, if you go on TikTok, let's say, it's commercials mostly, a lot of commercials, then commentary, then commercial commentaries. People are selling stuff. I like you realize how many people are selling. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people selling, man. I remember the idea of selling. I always thought that selling is old school, right? And because I remember watching like honeymooners, and you see the guy with the vacuum walking into well, it was really, I think it was Ed and Norton. I think it is. Is it Ed and Norton, or Ed Norton? Fred. Oh my God, who was Jackie Gleason? What was his character's name again? Damn it, I know it's Ed Norton. Ban Zoom. Oh my God, I can't believe I can't remember his name. I gotta figure it out. Anyway, but you always thought sales was just like that, and then direct sales is kind of reaching back into the old days of selling. But really, we started trading. If you really think about it, trade in, I don't know, meat for grain or whatever, metal, weapons, etc. And then we kept trading and trading. Then we came up with monetary type systems, and then we just kept trading that way. But the idea, I remember there was a time when it was like selling. I don't sell nothing. And then now you're online, everybody's selling something. Everybody, well, not everybody, but either they're selling an idea, philosophy, right? They're still selling, or you're selling a study guide, or you're selling a ebook or something, or they're selling a product, or they're drop shipping from, you see guys on TikTok, they're walking on their treadmill. And they're like, all right, guys, let me tell you, this treadmill, man, is getting me going, and you can pick it up at the bottom at the link below. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's what's up, man. Cats are like, look, I'm going to use this tool, you know, and I'm going to find a way to make money on this tool. So you can't blame nobody for that. All right, so, but as for my little channel here, you guys are just popping in. You're getting a tiny little square out of my day where I'm working on machines. I might be listening to a podcast, listening to some music. I did the same thing when I was drawing. I would tune into music that kind of made me feel uh, the character, or like, let's say I'm doing Tiger Woods, I would put on some golf or something, and I would just kind of take my mind into that space. So anyway, you're flipping through my day. So thanks for popping in. If you popped in here and you pop out, it's okay. You just gotta, you came in, you got a glimpse, like you opened the door real quick and see what I'm doing in there. What's Wayne doing in there? And then you move on to the next door. So that's kind of what it's like. So, so whatever pops in my head, that's kind of what I'm doing. So I was listening to a podcast just now. So while I get my machine together, I'm gonna put it on because I want you to see where I'm at in my headspace right now. I'm listening to this podcast, and then I was listening to some girls from the military talk about the way the way they're looking at. Well, no, it's one girl and one guy. about the way they're looking at the way they look at the my God, the changes or whatever in regulations or whatever. And then the girl said, "Yeah, we just went back to the old way. There's nothing new. She said, what it is that we went back to what the standards that we had before we made all these changes. That's all." So she said, "I got to follow orders anyway. You're going to have to follow orders anyway. So just follow the order." I was like, you know what? That's realism right there. Love it. Anyway, this guy is, what's his name? Warren Smith. I had just put him on right before I came. I was like, you know what? Let me just share it with the guys before, because I'm going to get into answering some questions in a second. I got a machine I'm working on. So, if anybody join in with my show, but you're just kind of peeking in my door real quick.
The anti-racist re-educators are inherently racist, and you can see it here. I'd like you all to give me your definition of the word racism. Now it has been redefined. In order for someone to be racist, it requires them to have essentially the right skin color, which then gives them the power.
The way that I've learned it is racism is power and privilege.
If you're not within the specific skin color, by definition, according to their logic, it is impossible for you to be racist. Where did you learn this sort of definition of racism?
Personally, at a personal level, in college, a few years after that.
Okay. All right. There was a section where the guy, I'm not going to play the whole thing, but the guy was giving this lady some statistics. And it was weird because you don't really see it too often, recognize it when people are doing this. But it was so weird. You guys, tell me if you see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna play it again. Not this one. I'll continue it. But I'm going to get to that point. Right? Now, watch what she says. She says she learned it in college and experience. It's like, okay, great. That's no problem. We'll see. But see if you hear what I'm going to tell you. See if you hear this part, all right? Hold on. I'm going to get my tools out the way.
Took one of Martha's courses.
Martha Berry teaches a class called Unlearning Racism. And that is where these two individuals met. Rhonda Hill took that class, and here we are.
But I think it's deeper in that it's not just an individual situation. So I think the privilege and power, it's like a three-legged stool.
They teach people how to relearn this new definition of racism.
I'm Rhonda Hill, work with groups and individuals looking to be more anti-racist in their practices and or policies.
There is an underlying racist ideology, which, as we are going to see upon closer examination, crumbles.
If we're talking about something like white privilege, how do we factor in the fact that Indian households are earning an average income of $152,000 a year? Rural whites from particular regions of this country are at the very bottom with about $50,000 in household income. If we're concerned about an income disparity, fair enough, but I still think the way we would address it would be at the individual
British
level.
Defiance.
That is the least bad option, to treat people as individuals
What's
upon
up?
the merit of their individual case.
If
David!
we in, say, like an affirmative action program.
What's up? So, okay, here's the part. We still didn't get to the part, man. Damn. Hold on.
College financial aid. Why can't you just provide that aid to poor students? Why does it have to be provided to students of a particular race?
Okay, Mercy. So where did those statistics come from? What was the source?
That's the census data for the last U.S.
You know,
Census.
the majority of black people or minority people do not even answer those surveys. So those
You heard that?
very, very, very skewed.
People
Okay. So he gave her some statistics, right? Right. So she set him up. Right? It doesn't matter what his answer was going to be. He gave her some statistics, right? He said, all right, so if you're saying that racism, but that has to do with, race, how do you account for the highest income earners in America are Indian families, right? And you still have like rural white families, and you have black families. You have a lot of families that are not above the $50,000 household income, right? So how do you account for that? Well, where'd you get those data? It doesn't matter what his answer was. Her answer was still going to be the same, which is, well, the majority of black people don't answer those statistics. So really, she had her answer ready. So she's like, I'm going to defend this position that I hold, that it has to be because of this. It's not because of anything else. And it was so weird because people would fight hard to defend like no accountability or something like that. And it's like, listen, man, look, that's for kids. Let my kid do that. I debate my son on stuff like that. Like, you don't understand that he created a situation. You created the situation that you're in right now. So you're mad at me for the punishment, or you think the punishment's not fair, right? Right? Because, and the first thing, you haven't taken accountability. This is something you did. You got yourself in this situation. All right. So it's like, you got yourself in this situation, kiddo. I didn't put you there, man. So, but then it said, no, we didn't get ourselves in this situation. Here's the part that is hard to swallow, man. You know what you have to like realize that you got closed. You got to realize you got closed. Like, damn, I got closed, man. He got me. And if you can't get to that point when you got outmaneuvered, like you're playing chess or you're playing something else, and damn, I got outmaneuvered. Shite. Okay. Now, what do you do now? Do you continue to like blame and all this stuff? Do you keep going back? Man, that last play, the last 50 games, you never let me win and whatever. Do you do that, or you learn to win the game? That's why I was talking about those people that's starting to sell now. I'm like, damn, I didn't know there were that many people interested in sales. It could have been out of necessity. Maybe the economy, who knows? They felt the squeeze, or maybe it was just they found a way. They were too shy before to go and do cold calling or whatever to actually get into a sales career. But these guys are on the internet demonstrating their products, telling people to hit the link below, selling everything you can think of. And I'm like, wow, man, there's a lot of people out there selling. So they're making a decision to overcome, whatever, financial, whatever it is, right? They're trying to accomplish a goal. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, man, forget about this stuff, man. These guys, and then these people are just trying to talk you into mediocrity. It's like, lady, take that someplace else, man. Take that someplace else. What's up, folks? What's up? Slugaboo. What a name. Love this. Snot. Oh, I thought it was gonna be Snot Bean. Snot Nose. I thought it was gonna be Snot Nose. Snot Bean. I love that. What's up? All right. What's this? Sick Dog. What's up? Slugaboo. Hello, Wayne. Monroe Vacs. Little Wayne. Okay, well. Okay, you can call me that. You can call me that. You can call me that. It's all right. David. Yeah. So no, that's a touchy topic because you talk about this. If you're black and you talk about this topic, you're considered all this other stupid stuff. And if you're white and you talk about this topic, then you're racist and all this other stuff, right? So it's like, don't talk about the topic, but then they always want to talk about the topic. So it's like, okay, so who's supposed to talk about the topic? Only the people that agree with the premise. That's it. Everybody else, don't talk about the topic. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. We don't need to see it the same way. And that's the idea. That's how we go back and forth with this stuff, right? You don't need to see it the same way, right? As long as there's no law in place to keep you from doing whatever you got to do, go get it. Go get it and get it done, and stop making excuses. And if you got played, you got played, man. You got outplayed. You said, shit, man, not again. Okay, you got me. All right. Damn it, man, you got me. Shit. right? I bet. And if that's not your attitude, you're going to always be a victim. That's just what it is. Okay? We all got had. Everybody, man. Everybody got played one time or another. Right? But the only, it's, what next? You know, what next? You know? Machine broke. Damn. Shit. Bought this damn machine. Now the thing broke. What do I do next? If I can fix it myself, I'm going to fix it. If I can't, I just have to pay to get it fixed. But the next step is the most important part. Okay? If I have a warranty, I call in the warranty. That's just the way we look at things, man. Period. You know? Who can help me? Right? And if you're a knucklehead, if you're an asshole, then people may not want to help you. Okay? So, you know what I'm saying? So you're not a victim. You got to learn how to win people over. That's just the next thing. And then if you're not brave enough to talk to people, who are you going to blame? You're going to have to be brave enough to talk to people so you can get their help. It's just, anyway. And sometimes it's just that it's just us. We're just not ready to accept. Found it. We're just not ready to accept that, that damn it, man. We got played. We got suckered. That's it. Just accept the fact. You know what I'm saying? You know, the prince from Nigeria emailed you and told you to send him $5,000 and he played you. It's like, damn, dude. How the hell did I fall for that shit? Okay? So if you're one of those people that that fell for it, and you were a victim of it since you were a kid. I mean, it's unfortunate. Now you have to undo it. You know, now you're an adult. It's harder because it's baked in. All right. And I still love that analogy I got from Zig Ziglar. And it was, he was talking about, it was a nice little analogy, man. I kept it all this time. Right. And let me see if I can retell it. It's the guy's from the recession, and he was going over to the neighbor's house to get food and get biscuits and muffins and etc. You know, because they had food, and you know his house didn't have as much food, right? So when he went in, he saw something was baking inside the oven, and then he was about to go open the oven to see it and smell it, you know. And the lady, I forgot her name, obviously, but the lady said, no, don't open the oven because it's gonna squat. Right? It's going to squat, and then it's going to get cooked in the squat. Okay? It's going to get cooked in the squat. And he has his own definition for it, but it's stuck in my head because the term cooked in the squat meant, for me anyway, that if you accept the lowest level of yourself and you accept all of this low thinking, this low self-esteem, this low thing, and you get stuck in the blame game and you never kind of learn to improve yourself, you can get cooked in the squat. You get cooked. Now you're permafrost. This is who you are. And you're stuck. You're stuck with the lazy, sap-sucking, yellow belly, sneezing, so you can rest person. Sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head kind of individual. And that's how you'll go about life. You get cooked in the squat. And I was like, damn it, man, I never want to get cooked in the squat. You know, and so I remember that, man. I don't want to get cooked in like failure thinking or negative. And it happens, in different areas like golf. I'm bad at golf. I like to play golf. And I think I'm just going to have to pay for lessons and say, screw it, man. I tried doing this shit on my own. I tried trying all these different twists. And instead of me just going out there every day, well, not every day, but every time I want to play and I'm feeling like apprehensive, let me just pay to get some lessons, man. Stop, because I can get cooked in the squat in golf. You see, so it happens everywhere, man. It happens all around us. We just have to be aware, Anyway, so who's there, man? Who's saying what's up? All right. Okay. All right. Hey, dude, you know what's funny? If you should, do you have a channel? Sluggaboo, whatever, stop being. You have a channel? Cole! Yo! Dude, you're gonna have to get a hold of me, Cole. You won the where the hell did I put it? You won the drawing. Cole, you won the drawing. Yes, let me go get it. You won the drawing, Cole. I gotta ship this out to you. Okay? I gotta ship this out to you. Yes. So you're gonna have to get a hold of me and go to the webpage. I just gotta figure out a way to verify that it's you. So I send it to the right person. So maybe you can go back to the video that you watched of me, the last video, because I still have, I believe, and just screenshot it or something. Go to my contact page and send that video to me, okay? Or just a screenshot. This way of, a comment you made or whatever. This way, I don't want to send it because I found a bunch of Coles on YouTube. I was searching for you, bro. And I found a bunch of Coles and I was like, damn, which one is it? Or you can probably tell me what I don't know. We find a way. You can tell me what playlists you have on your page and I can go look and verify it or whatever. You send me your address and then we ship it out, or an address you want me to ship it to. But it has to be within the US, okay? All right, so Cole, you're the winner. I was gonna hold it for a month, bro, and then I was gonna just like put it back up again and do the drawing if you didn't get a hold of me, okay? And then before the year is out, I want to put the steamer, the Bissell Hydro Steam Portable. I want to put that one up as a giveaway, okay? So congrats, man. Okay, congrats. Congrats, man. Yes, sir. Congratulations. So anyway, I'm just doing a little quick thing on this. I just want to double check this motor here, man. I want to make sure that it's, I just want to take a look at the two carbon brushes on this side. And I just want to make sure that they're just not worn out. That's it. But I had to get this because I left it home. I left it in my little tool bag. Okay. All right. So the military lady, man. Let me see if I can find this girl because she was really exciting to talk to. But yeah, but that lady, man, that girl, that lady there in that interview and the whole power thing. These people bring this thing up all the time, and it's like, so you guys are the ones bringing this up all the time. I don't hear anyone else bringing this up all the time. Okay, and it's like. You want this thing to stay alive. You want it to stay, because you're gonna have knuckleheads. You have trolls online. That's you know what I'm saying. That's just people. That's just people. But the system that we work and live in, it's really just about, if you don't know the ins and outs of this thing, you get cooked, and that's just what it is. It's like a jungle, man. But it don't care who you are. It cooks everybody. It doesn't matter what your color is. So, but if you know the system, it doesn't matter who you are. You can play the system. That's it. That's just cut and dry. And unfortunately, people don't see it that way. And we get caught up in this victim mindset, and it cripples a lot of our folks. Okay. But yeah, individuals, man, you can't control knuckleheads, man. I mean, come on. Got knuckleheads. You got some people who don't like gay people. Some people don't like black people. Some people don't like white people. What are you gonna do about that, right? But any one of those people walk into a restaurant, they got the money. The restaurant would take their money. Now, if you go in there dressed stupid, like you got a tank top on, then they may tell you that you can't come in. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. All right. And if they don't want your money, take your money someplace else. Imagine me begging someone to take my money. You imagine me going to a restaurant and they say to me, "Oh, well, I can't serve you." Word? You can't serve me? All right, bet. I'm out of here. I mean, come on. I mean, unless maybe the inconvenience of having to drive across town to another restaurant. But dude, I will not give my money to someone who don't want my money. That's ridiculous. So why would you force it? You don't want my money? Word? Okay. Like imagine you trying to give a gift to somebody, unless it's a loved one, if a girl, your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, and then they don't want it, then yeah, it may break your heart. But you're trying to give away your BMW, okay, to somebody in the neighborhood, and they put their nose up at your BMW. You don't want my BMW? Now, you think I'm going to go protest in front of that person's house because she's not taking my BMW, bro? Come on, man. You don't want my BMW? All right, bet. Let me go across the street. I'm going to give it to the lady across the street. She can use my BMW. I mean, that's so stupid, man. Come on. Just keep that. It's like, oh, like they have, what's his name going to go perform at the Super Bowl? People were talking about him. The Bad Bunny character. And I got folks that like him and people that don't like. I don't know him. I don't know him enough to not like him. But if he doesn't resonate with the crowd, that's just the way it is. What are you gonna do? Force people to like him? If people are like, "Yo, bro, I'm turning the channel," then hey. Super Bowl want to toy around with their customer base. That's on them, man. That have nothing to do with nothing. That's whatever. That's whatever, man. It's so crazy, man. These people are nuts. And I get it, man. We need everybody because I was saying yesterday, iron sharpens iron. So you need everybody. It's unfortunate, but you need all this crap. It's like spiders. I don't like spiders around my house. Right? Every time I walk outside, there's a damn spider put a web from the tree, and it connects it to the house. And then I'm walking to take out, and then the spider is in my. I don't like spiders, but then imagine you got rid of the spiders. What would happen? You know what I'm saying? You need the spiders. You know what I'm saying? You need the spiders, man. So, the knucklehead's always going to be there, man. They make you sharper. So, it's what it is. Perfect. It's in great condition. That's what I wanted to see. All right. Fantastic. Great. All right. This is good. So a couple of times you do a check on your equipment like this. It could be anything. Let's take your car, man. You know what I always like seeing guys who, I swear, man, I don't know what it is. Maybe they just sold us on this idea from watching TV, but I was always fat. The guy, he have his car up, man. He have his rag, right? His hand, man, he's looking at his car, fixing that, tuning it up, making sure the car's running, revving it. And that's how homeboy's spending his Saturday afternoon. I always thought that was so cool. I thought that was the coolest thing. And then NCIS, CBS show, right? The Navy guy that goes into the basement and he's there and he's working on his boat. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. He's working on his boat. He's just sanding that damn thing. And that's his project, man. That's his, So find your thing like that, right? Where for me, I'll go and I'll work on a piece of art. I'll start drawing and start sketching again. I'll start, that's my little cubby hole that I go into to do stuff. Find yours, man. But checking out your equipment like this, especially if you use it for business, is a good idea. In the same spirit of those guys working on the cars and keeping it running, just make sure that it's doing its job. Everything is intact. Okay, but you don't have to dread it. It don't have to be like a dread. Turn it into something that you can actually say, you know what, I can enjoy this. Not enjoy, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. All right. Okay, so let me see if I can find this army lady because they were interested. She was interested. She was cool. I actually, where's she at? Her. Okay. Damn. Is it loud enough? Can I hear it? Can I hear it? Hold on. Yeah, this is all the way up. So what's not loud? Hold on. Tell me if you can hear this. This lady was interesting.
The new changes to the wearing parents, all right? And let me say this: these aren't really new changes. If you were in 10 years ago, if you've been in 10 plus years, this is how it was. Actually, it's got versions, better versions of what it was when you first joined. Like I'm just saying, if you've been in long enough, we just, hey, this is how we were brought through the military, to what they put out, to what they've changed. That's how it was when we came in. So it ain't new for us. But I'm gonna tell you guys this: for the newer generation that's coming in, I get it. I understand why you're upset. I get why you're complaining. Like, I get it. But I'm also going to say this. You got to get over it. You got to get over this shit. Because you chose this life. And you continue to choose it. You continue to re-enlist every year. So it's like, logically, I'm thinking, hey, you decided to do this. So why is it so hard for you to follow the standards and regulations? The policies. It shouldn't be, because you knew joining the Army that there was structure. You knew what the hell you were getting into. And I say this so much because the newer generation acts like they didn't know. It's always going to be, I'm always going to be flabbergasted. But I will tell you this: as a drill sergeant, as an NCOIM, I will follow all rules and regulations. So any soldier, any trainee I come in contact with, they will do the same. And that's it. And that's it. That's all. And that's period. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how else to put that to people on here complaining. At this point, you probably just got to get out, man. And I don't mean no disrespect to that. You probably just got to get out.
All right. I like that. I'm not in the military. Never been. But I relate to that attitude right there. I relate to that. That's it. Get it done, man. Get it done. Like, think about it. I get on this platform, right? And you got knuckleheads, right? And let me see if there's any knuckleheads. You're going to have knuckleheads, right? Reclaim racism taught by parents. Yes. Why? Never heard it till I get a few years school. My parents taught people are people. Yeah. You know what's crazy? This may sound stupid. It may sound really stupid. Okay. All right. But it's legit, David. I'm gonna tell you what happened. So, David, I'm born in Antigua. Okay. Came here at 8. Started school. And I didn't know nothing about racism. I didn't know about, I mean, you knew there were black people, white people, all that stuff, but it wasn't a thing. It wasn't like a thing, right? Do you know who's the most racist to me when I came here? Black people. Is that crazy? The rest of it, I learned on television. You know what I'm saying? Is that weird, man? And then I came to North Carolina. No, my bad. I went to one spot in the Bronx, and we were doing sales. Now I'm in my 20s or whatever, and these Italian guys, they weren't too happy to see us there. So, you know, all right. so, and then I came here, and only one person online, you know, it is what it is. Only one person, like, actually in my face. It was a customer lady. We were trying to sell her something, and this one time, you know, she was like, "Hey, get away from my door, you nigger." You know, I was like, okay. But then the person that pulled the gun on me, bro, was a black lady. Okay. And I was like, "Ma'am, we're just doing some sales in the area." She's like, "Man, get away from my door." And I was like, "Holy cow, damn, lady, I'm sorry." She said, "You better get away." So she must have been used to like really negative things happening in her neighborhood, and who knows what she's reacting to. But she actually pulled a gun on me. But that racism came from the people that, because they had a dark and light thing going on. You know, dark skin, light skin. You know, you can I'm darker, right? you know, and it was, but I didn't get it from anybody else. Everything else was on TV and pundits and news people telling me that this is happening. Now on the, you know, on the chat, that's, you got individuals. I mean, they're all over, you know, it's what it is, right? But it's being pushed. It's being pushed. It's being pushed, man. And people now grapple on it and use that as a crutch to say, this is why I can't succeed, this is why I can't make it, this is why I can't do this is why I can't do that. And I was like, damn it, man, you guys are hurting these people. Why you keep doing this? And you claim that you care about them, but you keep pushing them down a road of failure, negative thinking, and all the other crap. I thought you care about them. You know what I mean? So that's what messed with me. It's like, where do you see the stuff that you're talking about, man? I don't see it anyplace. I don't see it here. And I'm in the South. Okay? Now, if it's here and it's not being presented to me, then okay, fine. But I don't see it. You understand? I deal with people every day, all shapes and sizes, colors, everybody else. Right? You know what I'm saying? So anyway. And then if it happens, it happens. And then I move on, because that person don't control nothing in my life, man. They don't do nothing. You know, because when I wake up in the morning, guess who still have to have the mindset to go out and work? Me. Guess who's going to have to deal with my customers properly? Me. Guess who's going to have to make sure I'm on time and I pay my bills and I do it? Me. Guess who's going to have to make sure that I'm there for my sons and my wife? Me. You get what I'm saying? Like, I have to. So who am I going to blame? Who am I going to blame? It's like, so why are we doing this to our folks, man? It's like, come on, man. What are we doing? What do you think that kid is going to grow up thinking if every day he hears that you can't make it because of your skin color? Or there's a white kid growing up being told that you were born a racist. What the frick? Who's telling you people this stuff? Why would you tell a kid that? Why would you tell a kid that, man? I mean, come on, man. What's wrong with you guys? And you're supposed to be compassionate. You're supposed to be caring. You're supposed to, you know, we want all people to have everything. And it's like, dude, there's no such thing as equal for everybody. That does not exist. That world cannot even exist. That world cannot exist, period. Nature is not like that. Okay? Some animals have sharper teeth than others. It's just the way it is. Some animals hunt other animals. That's just the way it is, man. You know, and then nature gives the little porcupine his little defense because he's tiny. And then the leopard or whoever is going to try to eat the porcupine, and he's going to get some stuff to his nose. He's going to get some. And the porcupine's like, I might be small, man, but you take me out, but you're not going to like it. So this equal world, equality, equity thing, it's like, come on, man, let's just hustle it. Let's hustle for it, you know. And if you got had, you got had, and just said, damn it, man, they got me. And that's how I felt. That's how I felt after they had me for a little bit. And I was like, damn, you guys have me focusing on everything else except fixing the problem that I'm in right now. Coño, bro, how did you guys convince me to be looking back and this just constantly in this negative frame of mind and not focusing on what's in front of me? And I had to remember what I learned in sales, and I had to remember the way I work. And I'm like, holy cow, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that with this. I would find the exact problem that's affecting this machine here. Not the 5 different machines in the back, not the other one. This one I'm working on right here. And then I would find a problem, I'll solve the problem, fix it. That's how my attitude would be. Okay, great. Let me see. If I was in sports, right? How would I be successful in sports? Would I be successful in sports constantly talking about the team that beat me 50 years ago and that they didn't allow me to play in the sports 50 years ago? Or would I be successful in sports if I trained and I ate right and I learned the game and I learned the maneuvers and I learned the plays and I learned the throws and I learned endurance and I learned what would be better for me to be focusing my attention on right now? And when that smacked me in my face, I was like, Oh yeah, I never thought like you guys, man. We don't think alike. I can't. We don't think alike. Nah, man. Okay, bet. Don't teach that to my kids. Well, no, we're in a different world, bro. We're in a totally different world, man. We're in a totally different world. And it's like, oh no, they're gonna try to block you. It's like, yeah, you're in football. They're gonna try to block you. What do you think? So what do? Don't you learn to dodge, bro? You learn to catch the ball, you learn to pass, you learn to grab opportunities, you learn to recognize opportunity, you learn to talk to people, you learn to converse, you learn to close, you learn to make a deal, you learn what you got to do. You learn to hustle. You learn to come back, you learn to get up back up again. You learn to keep going, right? You know, you just focus on what you got to get done, right? That's it. The rest will come, bro. That's it. Get up every day, get it done. That's it. Because everything else is folly. Everything else is okay. Let me answer this question, and I'm gonna do a demonstration for you guys. I have a lady who want to know how to pick up the foam on the Kirby shampooer, so I'm gonna go get into that. Let me see if I can say what's up to some folks here. David. Yep. David says, you never know what color the hand to help might be. Yes, David. Thank you, because that shit don't matter. It don't matter, man. It's so stupid. It's like, I have a take, and maybe, I don't know if people can handle this take. But I'm gonna tell you in a second. Yep, Victim Olympics champion. Yes, Mr. 420. Yep, Mr. 420. I love that name, Mr. 420. To you, sir. Yes, sir. Victim Olympics. I love that. White Rabbit. This cultural stuff is just a series of error corrections. Yeah. Yep. Then it'll overcorrect. Yep. You know what? I was just saying that. Gonyo, I was just saying that, man. This is White Rabbit. I was just saying that. Okay, I got 2 takes. I'm gonna do my demo, but I'm gonna share it with you. Take 1. This has to happen. We breathe in, we breathe out. We breathe in, we breathe out. The C's go in, they go out. We got negative and positive energies, right? Nothing happens without it. Electricity, right? It's not wonky stuff. It's not. We're talking about the consciousness of an entire country, entire world kind of thing. And we shift and we're learning and growing, but it's an ebb and flow. And I don't know if there's some people, big people behind the scenes. I suspect there is, but they're big players. They make money when the market shifts. So it makes sense to me. Okay, I'll give it to you this way. I remember I was in an organization and we would challenge each other, okay? Like, so we wanted to get sales up. So the guys in the Bronx would challenge the guys in Queens, okay? The 2 distributors were best friends, okay? But we thought that they hated each other, like wrestling. So I got caught up, right? And so when they got the meetings together, we're all like yelling, we're number 1. And we're just like football, like football guys. So think about the owners of the football team. They can be having dinner, but they're gonna compete and see who wins, right? The guys on the field, they're like, And the same thing with us in the office. So I'm going down to Queens, man. I on one of those meetings, I'm like, man, we're gonna kick your ass, and I started cursing and stuff. The stripper was like, hey, wait, chill out, man. It's just a challenge. And it's like, holy shit, these 2 guys back here, they're ushering on the challenge because it's gonna help them make more sales. It's gonna make us more, more intense and excited and go out there and slam and close deals and then call it in. How much we got? How much did they get? They got 5 for the day. Damn it, man. All right, we're gonna go back out and get some more. So we're all caught up. But they're they're smoking cigars and shit, and they're okay. Okay? And I'm like, if there are people that benefit from us in turmoil down here, somebody else is pulling the strings. I said, it doesn't matter if that's true or not. I still have to operate a certain way for me to succeed here. In other words, it doesn't matter that those two guys, they were best friends, and they got us thinking that the officers hate each other, right? I don't care. It doesn't matter, because I still had to go out there and perform anyway if I want to make money. So why am I caught up with that? I don't care. Okay, but I learned it. I was like, damn, these two guys, they got us like, and I got caught up, and I didn't realize I just had to play the game. So when I started learning the game, I learned that. So I would instigate challenges. I was like, all right, man, and I would send a fax. It was at that time we were doing fax. I would send a fax down to Queens. I would put like stuff like, man, challenge, man, you guys, we used to do dress contests. That's when putting a man in a dress was kind of like a fun thing. But now, not against anybody, but we would say a dress contest or baby diaper contest. And the losing team, the sales manager, had to put on the diapers and come in front of the sales meeting and take a picture. So we're like, oh man, hell no. Hell no. So I would fax a challenge to the guys in Queens, and they get it out, and then they'll show it to their meeting and say, hey guys, Bronx just challenged us to a contest for the day. Whoever sells the most, whatever, the other guy got to come up to his office and put on a diaper in front of the sales meeting. So this ebb and flow that we're doing, it is self-correction, but I think it's needed, and I think they instigate it. Because if we all were on one page, what would happen then? And can it even work if we were all on one page? We have to be tug-of-warring. Like, we have to tug-of-war ourselves all the way through this thing. Like, it has to keep going like this to stay balanced. Like a damn, like we call it, like a building. When they build the buildings and they have to make it so it can handle the winds. I think our society have to do this shit. It can't just be rigid in one way or the other. It has to have this game. That's my thinking on that. So I look at the game now from afar, from like I'm watching it. But I'll call you out for being knucklehead. But I realized that you need the knuckleheads. That's why I kept saying that you need the knucklehead. You need this. We can't do it without it. You need the opposite sides, seeing things differently. I think it's just that when people take advantage of that now is where they step over the line. Don't start bombing people's cars because you're mad at somebody's policy. That now you're stepping over the line. Don't go assassinate somebody because you don't want. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, come on, dude. Now you're stepping over the line. All right. Anyway, but then again, somebody may have done it. To keep this shit like this. I don't know. Anyway. All right. Okay. Well, homeboy, or girl, whoever you are, the kind, big lip. All right, I hear you. Well, if you got jokes like that, dude, go on tour, man. Go on tour, man. Go put it out there. Don't put it behind a pseudonym. Don't put it behind a fake name. Put it out there, bro. Okay? Put it out there. Put it out there. But I do think that I think we get duped all the time. I think as a society we get convinced of certain things and we get moved back and forth. I do think so. And the best thing you can do is just be aware of it. That's all. And just don't get so emotionally caught up that you're damn, you're hauling rocks at police cars. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, what are you doing? Who's paying you to do this shit? Oh my gosh. Yeah. I think is what it is, and keep ourselves mentally healthy and physically healthy, and have communication. We can go back and forth and chat and stuff like that, Um, and the knuckleheads will show themselves up. They'll pop in, and they're always going to be there. They're mostly very weak people, mentally weak, because they need this. They need this to boost their self esteem. Okay, on the black, white, gay, straight, whatever. Anyone that needs to do that, they need it to boost it. So those are very weak people, and they can't handle arguments. They can't like debate. They can't because they can't reason. So they send out slurs and slander and all the other stuff, and people buy into that, and that's just what it is. People buy into it. Weak people attract weak people type of thing. So just yeah, don't let those people rub you. It is what it is. Okay. All right. Anyway, let me go do this demo. And I'm gonna answer this question for this lady. All right. So let's see if I can answer this question properly. Okay. Here it is. Can you do a video on why it's not picking up the phone? I'll check it all out, and I don't feel it. Okay. Well, you know what, Patty? Let me send Patty this. Let me send Patty this video so she can learn from this. Okay. And hopefully she can see it. All right, Patty, reply. Here we go, Patty. Okay, here. Watch this link and I'll show you. Hopefully that works. Okay. All right, and boom. All right, so I'm gonna give Patty this information. All right, so she was looking at a Kirby demo video, and I was explaining why it wasn't foaming. Her question is, okay, great. I got it foaming, but why isn't it picking up the foam? All right, so I'm gonna turn the camera around, and I'm gonna show Patty how it's done. So hopefully I can help her and get her out of her frustration here, okay? All right, guys, and let me see if I can answer one more question in the chat before I go over to this thing. Mr. 420 to you. Not engaging with trolls shows you're a pit bull, not a chihuahua barking on the side of the floor. I like that. You know what image you just gave me, right? You gave me an image of a strong ass pit bull, because I've seen some really muscle bound pit bulls. So you see, I said you gave me an image of a strong pit bull just standing there while the little chihuahuas are like, it's like, dude, yeah. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? It's like the pit bull the size of a Hulk, and these little chihuahuas. You're just like, yeah, man. I got bigger things, bro. I can't. Mr. Me, thank you for that, bro. Thank you for that. All right, let me turn this camera around. Let me show guys what I'm talking about on this Kirby here. And maybe Patty can get something from it, okay? So let me fix this. Oh, all right. I'm gonna bring it down. Let me see if I can bring it down to the ground. Bring it down to the ground. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Oh man. All right. Okay, so here we go. So I got an old school Kirby here, but it works the same for all Kirbys, okay? All Kirbys, it doesn't matter. All right. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? First, I'm gonna do it where it doesn't pick up the foam, and then I'm gonna do it where it picks up the foam, and then you're gonna see the difference, okay? You're gonna see what I did different, all right? So, let me take this off. All right. And some of you are going to spot it right away. All right, some of you will spot it right away. I'm gonna take this off, right? You saw what just happened? You saw what just happened? That's what just happened. Now, if you try to pick it up like this, you're rubbing it, but nothing is going in the tray. Okay? So now it's still, still wet, wet, wet. Nothing's going in the tray. So all you really did was just rub the foam around, but it's not picking it up. Okay? And the reason why is because of what just happened there. You see that the belt is not on, okay? So let me put the belt on, okay? Let me catch the belt and release the belt, okay? So what I'm gonna do for this Kirby, for those who have one, one, make sure you have a nice firm belt that is not stretched out to oblivion, right? And then catch the belt. Make sure your hand is onto here so the belt don't drop, because this is what would happen if you don't do that. Okay? The belt can just drop and dangle down and you miss the whole thing. So put your finger right here, turn it, okay? Catch the belt, verify that you caught the belt. You need to see the belt in the little hole in the back here. Put it on. Release the belt now, so it drops on the shaft, right? So you catch and release. So you caught the belt, now you release the belt, okay? Then, let's make sure our hose is there. All right, so now, when we go back, let me lay it down again. Let me do it again. I'm gonna put some foam down. Now what you're gonna see is automatic. You're gonna start seeing stuff going into the tray because it's partly picking it up as it's shampooing, but it's gonna really focus on pick up when you turn the tank off. Okay, so let me show you what I'm talking about. Oh, I ran out of water, I ran out of foam. Now I'm gonna turn it off. Now, dry foam is supposed to dry faster anyway on its own because of the chemical. But if you really want to have some fun with it, right? You can take your tank off and put the hose here, okay? And kind of wrap the hose around the handle and stick the hose right in here. And let it blow air into your carpet as you're shampooing the carpet, as you're drying it, as you're picking it up. Watch. I hope that answers her question. You gotta make sure your brush is on. Okay, you gotta make sure that it's on. You know what I mean? It can't come off like that. And double check that you release the belt, because see, if you do that test, it's still on, right? But if you didn't release the belt, it won't pick up either. okay? So you're gonna have to release the belt. And if you're not sure, just tilt the vacuum to the side and see if the brushes are turning. That's a good way to check, okay? So I hope that answers the question. I hope that was a help. All right, but let me see if I can find that hose, and I'm gonna show what I'm talking about with the hose. All right, give me a second. All right, let me see if I can find it. Where's my hose at? Kirby hose. Kirby hose, where are you? Here it is. All right, watch this. Watch this, watch this. Okay. All right, I just put the hose on, okay? Now the hose, I'm using this for an example to show you. The hose blows air. Air is always coming out of this side of the machine. And it's just a matter of how the air is being used. Now, when the tank is on, the air is being used to push the foam out. Now, the air is just being used to just blow, right? So if I turn this on, it's air. So all I'm doing now is I'm gonna use the air. Boom! Throw some air in my carpet while I'm shampooing. All right, guys. I hope that helps. Okay. I hope that helps. Golly. Somebody's playing music out there. All right, let me see if there's any more questions before I wrap up for the morning and get into my routine for the day. Okay, Mr. B204, Kirby getting it. Yes, sir. Yeah, Mr. B, yeah. Right, Rabbit, this guy, he makes... Yes, sir. White Rabbit, that's all right. Oh man, thanks a lot, David. I was just watching. White Rabbit says this guy casually cultivates stoicism while doing cleaning product lessons. Oh my God! You know what? Okay, I'll remember when I said in the beginning. If you were here for the beginning of the show, look, man, I ain't gonna have all the right answers, bro. I'm just telling you things from my perspective. Okay, that's just what it is. And what I did, golly, for number of years, man. I mean, I'm talking umpteen years. Was I if I didn't have an office of about 25 salespeople, right? When I came to North Carolina, I opened up my own sales office, right? And Mr. B was like, he's in a van. Mr. B, I was in a van. I worked in a van, bro, for like 10 years or something like that, 10 plus years. But while I was in the office, every morning I was running a sales meeting, okay? And I had to get my guys pumped. I was doing recruiting. I was doing the sales. So this is just what, this was built in. So I probably couldn't even have avoided it. It would have kept slipping out. It would have kept slipping out. And then I would probably piss people off. It's like, dude, man, I came here to learn how to fix a damn Dyson. The hell you talking about being positive, right? So I decided, I said, damn it, man, I can't confuse the people what I'm here for. So I'm like, look, man, I think what it's going to be, my channel is just going to be where you pop in and you just kind of see what I'm talking about, what I'm doing for the day. And if it works for you, great. And then I can clip maybe a specific part of my channel and maybe I can just say, you know, how to shampoo the carpet or something. And I'll put that out separately, you know, but my lives are just going to be you opening the door to my shop and seeing what I'm talking about. That's it. So that's kind of what it is, because it was gonna keep slipping out. It's gonna keep slipping out, dude. when I was recruiting guys, right? Let me get to the next one. I got a Dyson to work on. Give me a second. I'm gonna try to zip through this Dyson real quick. When I was recruiting guys, right? Guys were coming in, and unfortunately, because it was sales from back then, and the talent pool that we were recruiting from, right? A lot of the guys were, I would say the average recruit that would come in was probably between 18 and 28 or something like that, right? So if you're coming in at 18, most likely you're not going to school at the time. Some guys did it during the summer while they were going to school. Hey, man.
Hey, what's up,
What's up with you?
Oh, man, I'm
That
loving
for
it,
me?
man. Beautiful day today, man.
Yeah. So, man, you bought all this cash here for me, bro, and you didn't open it. You did?
I was tempted.
You were tempted, right? I appreciate it.
I was always watching.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
All right, man.
All right.
I hope you have a good day.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right, take it easy.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah. So, oh, I see. I see what that is. Yeah. So this is Dyson. So that's the channel. So that's the channel. So if you're popping in here, most likely going forward, it's just going to be me just shooting the breeze in the morning before things get kind of crammed, and that's it. Some people will like it, some people will not, because you always, you go to the next person that you're into, and that's it. You go into their world and see what their universe is like, and sometimes their universe is real, and sometimes it's fake. It's a facade, right? But I don't get caught up too much with that. If it was something good I can get from it, then fine. If the information is good, fine, I can use it. I don't care about lifestyle and this guy flossing this and that. You kidding me? I don't. That stuff is ridiculous. That stuff doesn't matter, because what happened if this stuff is all rented? You got caught up with this guy. Come on, man. So it doesn't make any sense. That's kind of stupid. And then what you're gonna do? Try to follow that and rack up a bunch of bills before you got the money to properly pay cash for this stuff, or properly. Let's not get into all that. So anyway, so that's kind of what you get here, okay? And if you like it, we're good. And if we're good, man. That's it. All right. Once in a while, I pull up a raffle, throw some stuff away. That's the same thing I did in my sales office. Put up contests. I did it every week though. We were putting up TVs and trips to the Bahamas and stuff like that. So I'm used to. That's my environment. So you'll see me put up a lot of contests and stuff like that and give stuff away. So that's just what that is. All right. So let me see if I have one more question about the. Hey Cole, you messaged me Facebook. Oh, okay. Couldn't find. Okay. If you message me on Facebook, then I'll get it. Okay. I'll get it. You went to Monroe Vacuums. This is the first giveaway you ever won, Cole. Man, that's what's up, man. It's positive. That's positive, man. Keep grinding, Wayne. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, dude. Do it. Yo, you know what, David, before you go, man, that was my first job, was in a body shop. My very first job was in a body shop. And I was working off the books, not because I was illegal, but it was after school. And the guy, he was just paying me, he paid us after school. My cousin had the job, and he said, Wayne, I'm doing another job. You want to do this job? And I was working in a body shop, man, in the Bronx, man. And it was an after school job. I worked a couple hours. I was cleaning up the shop. I'm watching how they use the body fillers in the compound, man. I still remember that smell, which is, I still remember him, using the grater thing, to get the, I still use that stuff today. I have some in my car right now. I use it on the, on my machines when the plastic breaks somewhere, I'm trying to fill it. But yeah, man, David, that was my first job, was at, I'm a big 'em up. And I don't know if I don't know if the owner's still around, but the sons or the grandsons got to be around. I'm gonna big them up. It's Kaleka's Auto Repair, and it was on. I think it used to be on St. Lawrence Avenue, and then they went somewhere in White Plains, Gun Hill. I forgot the name, and that was a place I was telling guys the other day when I respect guys who work outside, because we had to lay tar on the roof, and when I felt how hot it was up there, but it was that roof. They rented they bought a new place, and I went with those guys and we laid tar and helped prepare the place and move the cars over to the next spot, man. But that was my first job, bro. First job. I still remember that place. And that's when I first learned to drink coffee. They drank coffee every day, bro, all day. These guys are drinking coffee. Kaleka's Auto Repair. Damn! That's what's up, David. Man, big up to you, man. You know, my neighbor, he has a car repair shop. And we're always talking about problem solving and finding the cause and everything else. And I bought my son's car from him, and yeah, and but yeah, he has a shop. I go over there and I see how his guys are working, man. It's just a real relaxed, real casual place. Guys get the job done. So I have a lot of respect for the guys who fix cars, man. So big up to you, David. Big up to you. Yeah, man. David's grinding, man. That's respect, bro. Respect. That's it. Yeah, boy. Man, look. When I see those guys, look, I get a little bit queasy when I'm working on machines, and I gotta take a lot of parts apart. And when I walk into his shop, and I'm like, dude, man, you got this entire engine out. You got things all over the floor, everything. How the hell are you gonna put us all back, bro? And it's just that's the feel you're in. That's the game you're in. You become a wizard in that game, right? You know, this is my game right now. But if I went to go and work on cars, I would have to learn and become a wizard in that game. I would have to become I would have to learn that game and learn to do it. So it's the same thing, same principle. Who are you gonna blame? Get the shit done, man. All right? Learn the game. There's no excuses. Learn the game. Learn how to do your stuff, and get it done. Damn, look at this. Golly, this is crazy clock, guys. Wow. Okay. Where's my gloves? Where are my gloves, man? Let me put some gloves on. But yeah, man, learn that game, bro. That's what's up. All right, I'm gonna go change this belt on this Dyson. This belt uses a clutch, this Dyson, and the clutches are a pain in the you-know-what. Some guys just replace the clutch altogether and don't even try to repair it because it's just, they don't want to mess with it. But me, shite. I'm ready for it. All right. I am ready for it, man. I'm take on all challenges except plumbing. I am not a fan of plumbing, man. Not a fan. Sorry, man. Another group I respect. That's why they make a lot of money. That's why they make a lot of money, man. That's it. Come on. Come on, make my life easy today. Got it. Got it. Perfect. Yeah, man. Want to learn how to weld on cars and more machines. Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean that's my one of my neighbors. He owns a my God, what do you call it? A extermination, pest control and crawl space. And but he had two sons. One of them is in the business with him, and the other one decided to get into welding. And you know, he would come over to me. He because he wanted to practice some stuff, and he said, "Hey Wayne, you have any metal? You have metal?" And I had like, you know, those metal. Oh my God, what do you call them? You know the metal. They look like it looks like a rope. I forgot the damn name. I think you put it inside of cement. The rods. So I had like two of those, and I gave him two of those for him to practice his welding on. And homeboy's doing this. He's doing it. He's killing it now. You know. So, yeah, man. Yeah, that's what's up. Learn it. I encourage people just to learn how to fix something. You know, learn how to fix something. Learn how to make something. You know, learn how to have something complicated that you have to stretch your brain for. I think it's just healthy. You know, think about the people who came before us. Like I'm talking way before, where they had to figure out a way to survive the wilderness, or you know, the prairie, or the mountains, or whatever it is. And you had to think on your feet. You had to be strong. You had to be strong. You had to be fast. You had to think on your feet. You had to have resolve. A lot of the basic stuff that we need really here, if you think about it. And you can't spend your time on nonsense, thinking about nonsense. You didn't have time to even think about it. I mean, I'm just visualizing and reading some of the stories and stuff, but I'm just kind of visualize what it would be like to live in that type of environment. You have no refrigerator, you have no electricity, you have none of this stuff. People live like that today. How's that? You have none of this stuff, so your brain's gotta be like, okay, what do we do? Okay, we need this, we need that, we gotta get this, we need to, shit. No microwave, dude. You know what I'm saying? None of that stuff. No, our kids can't even get off the couch. Well, not all of them. That's why we put them in sports, get them cut the grass. You know, go shampoo the carpet. Go do something, man. Solve a problem, kid. Okay? Solve a problem. All right. Let's see what we got. I'm almost going to come off here, but let me just change this one time. And let me have one. Let me see if there's any more questions. Let me pop this off of here. Come on. Let me see what we got. I know, right? Hey, and that's it. You know, I remember I remember that from since I was a kid, bro. That instruction right there, measure twice, cut once. And it takes discipline to do that. It takes discipline to do that. It takes discipline to do that, especially when you think you got it. And it takes discipline to still stick to the program. You know, it takes discipline to stick to the, damn, coño, bro, man. What the hell? How did I forget? My damn ear. Crazy hot in here. It takes discipline. It takes a lot of discipline. And I respect the guys who say, you know what? I know me. I'm not going to do it. Wayne, I know me. I'm not going to do it. I can respect that. Would I tell them that you're going to have to, if you want to accomplish this goal, you're going to have to get over it? Yeah. But I respect that guy more than the person blaming the thing. The cutter was too dull. The, you know, the measuring tool, man. I don't know. It must have malfunctioned. It's like, dude, you should have measured twice. That's what the instructions said, right? But I had it. I don't know what happened. I think the tool broke. It's like, dude, you're gonna use all your energy coming up with an excuse when you could be solving this problem right now. left something. You know, this is my fault, bro. I'm telling you. Anytime you see me looking for tools, it's my fault. I forgot where I put them. And I was at a meeting the other day, and this guy told me, he says, Wayne, he's a chiropractor, and he says, this is what I tell my patients. He's like, look, I'm getting older, and I'm probably gonna forget your name. Now, I won't forget your spine, but I might forget your name. So if you see me in the street, just remind me who you are. He says, look, I'm not gonna fake it, because it happens to me here. People coming in and they know me. Some of them I know their faces because I study faces, so I know their faces, but I forget the names. And I'm here struggling like, man, all right. So I'm writing up the ticket. Hey, you know what? Give me all that info again. He said, come on, Wayne. And I'm like, damn it. I feel like an ass now because he remembered my name and I forgot his name. And I've seen some people kind of look at me with a like, damn, bro, you forgot me, you know? And so I've been telling them I got a good memory, but I got a short memory. So, you know, so that's my line, right? He said, nah, just tell them that you're going to forget the name. He says, just be totally honest. And tell, look, man, I'm probably going to forget your name, man. So if I see you in the street, you're going to have to remind me. My apologies, all right? And I said, wow, I love that nice, clean, very honest way of doing it. No fuss, no muss, no bullshit. That's it. I'm probably going to forget your name. Let me see. Rick Thompson. Okay, so Ricky Thompson said he found RBK. Thompson said, I found Vacs thrown away all the time. He'd take them home. All right, tear them apart, completely apart, repair everything broke, recall it, right, and then you resell them. That's what's up, man. Yeah, I like that. That's awesome. That is awesome. And David said, measure 3 times. See, David, you're operating up here, bro. Why you got to go all the way up here? You know, you got to go all the way up there, bro. People have a tough time measuring once, bro. 3. Your way is better. You know what I'm saying? David's like, no, sir. You need to reach to my standards, okay? Yes, I'm sorry. David's like, 2? Oh, man. That the guy said, you only got 2 jobs. I got 5. Oh, my God. David says, what? That's all you get? You measure twice? You better measure 3 times, bro. That's coming from a professional. All right. So I just took out the clutch. Right? Here we go. So here's the clutch. Now this clutch comes with 2 belts. Okay? So, like I said, some people just buy a new clutch, throw it in there, right? Or you could take the damn thing apart and replace the 2 belts. So, I'm going to take it apart and replace the 2 belts. And this will be my last act on the show. And then I'm out of here. And Cole, I'm going to look at that YouTube, that Facebook, and let me see. Hold on. You know what, Cole? Let me see if I can get on right now. And if I can get on right now, Cole, I'll send you the what I need. Let me see. Where's my business one? Monroe Vacs. Okay. Let's see what we got, homie. And I can get this to you. Brienne won something. If you've ever seen her on the channel, Cole, when she comes on, she won something. We did a giveaway. Well, it's not what a win. It was more like a giveaway. But it was cool to give her that, man. It felt. Listen, I get something out of this too, bro. And it's not about taxes. It there's a dopamine hit when you do something good. You know, it's just your own thing. You know, and if you do it for something else, and you're like you're doing it for thanks or whatever, and you don't get it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're gonna be pissed off. But if you're doing it for your own personal hit, whether it's blessings that you know, tithing kind of deal, then you got your reward out of it. I have my reward out of it, you know. Cool. All right, sweet. I like that. Okay. All right, cool. This is my email. What a picture. Go, that's wicked. Oh man, let me see if I typed that correctly for you. Okay, that should be it right there, Cole. Have a great day. I like that. What a picture. Okay, so let me get back to that. All right, so yeah. Cole, you're cool, man. You all right? Okay. Okay. I got an auric coming in here, guys. Give me a second. All right. So we're gonna open this up. I'm gonna take out. This is probably a T15. Let me see if I can get this out. I may have to put it on pause because I think this guy's gonna be giving me his personal information, guys. So I'm gonna put the video on pause real quick. Hiya! I'm over here. How you doing? Yeah, man, I'm fantastic. Let me get right over there. You called about an auric, right?
I told you yesterday.
Yes, sir. What's up? Okay, we got an auric. XL Pro Plus. We'll find out what's wrong with this. We'll have this on one of our episodes. That's what's up. All right, Wayne. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how I do this. For anybody, you may not have one. Let's just do it for fun of it. And if you are someone who happen to have one of these, then this video is definitely for you. But for the rest of us, we're just hanging out, man. I'm just watching somebody weld, you know? Hey, David, have you ever seen those guys who melt down metal and turn it into like a knife or something else? I love watching those videos, man. I don't know what it is about it. I think for me, it's just the process, the creative process, man, to watch someone be skillful at their craft. It's a sight to be, it's a sight to see, you know? Let me get one piece I need for this, and then we're gonna get started. Okay. And let me get 2 belts. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, man. I need some back end.
Some bags? Which
Belts.
ones?
Belts.
Oh, belts.
Or
Curly. All right. All right. No tax. Don't worry.
You know,
Can't even.
my man.
All right. All right. Yes, sir. Hope I didn't say that too loud. Say that too loud. Get myself in trouble. Okay, so this is what I'm using to. This is what I'm gonna use Okay, let me show you what this is for. This is an old rainbow head, but if you have one of just a little bottle cap or something you can use, because all I'm doing is I want this to push up a little bit. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put it here and I'm gonna push down on it. Right? No, it's the other way. I'm gonna show you. I'll show you. Let me show you. It's better to explain it. So I took the 2 screws out. So now I'm going to kind of pop this out. Okay, so this is the first drive wheel for the smaller belt. Okay, so we're going to replace that belt. Okay, so we got this little belt here. All right, and just like I said, guys, this will be the last one. If anyone has a question about anything about the cleaners or about anything else, that's fine. You can post it and I'll be more than happy to answer it before I sign off. All right, so this is the new belt that I have on here. Now we have to replace this belt that's further down, and that's why now I need this thing here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, let me remove this part for a second. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it here and I'm gonna push down so I can have this pop up. Okay, I wanna separate this clamp from the bearing here, right? So so I need to pop this and get this loose so it can release this. So I'm probably just gonna use this to kind of squeeze it and, you know, twist it out. All right, let me see if anybody else. Cole, that feeling, install flooring for a living. It's a great feeling helping people out. Yeah, man, it is. It is. Yep. Yeah, Cole, I sent that email to you. I have a rule. There's no such thing as a 1/4 of an inch. Take it apart, replace the belt. Perfect. I like that. Dude, I like that, man. You know what's funny? Okay, you see this saying right here, this rule that you have? Do you know how just that alone can help an individual? That alone, that saying right there. Some people, if they take that one saying and they incorporate it in their life and just say, this is how I go about. There's a lot of things that a regular everyday person can improve just by following that one little rule right there and kind of put it into a lot of their other little things. You know what I'm saying? I love that, man. Let me read it again. He said, you have one rule. There's no such thing as a 1/4 of an inch. Take it apart. Replace the belts. Perfect. Coño. Now I'm doing it here, and you're pretty much just citing what I'm doing, but I'm saying it, having it in a nice box saying like that is sweet to just have in your head. No such thing as a 1/4 of an inch. Take it apart. You know what I'm saying? No such thing as a 1/4 of an inch, man. Let's go, son. Take it apart. Let's get it done. Do it right. I love that. I love that. Positive. Okay? And I'm doing it, but I never had a saying for it. All right, so let me push down. Let me take this out. I guess that's why Proverbs, my mom grew me up on Proverbs, man. And she would have this nice little single one-liners that she'll hit me with when she think I'm kind of going off track. You know? Little one-liners. It was effective though, you know? Especially the wages of sin is death, Wayne. It's like, damn. Damn, huh? Oh my God. Pop's like, Pops was very philosophical, you know. My mom kept it real simple. Real simple, straight to the point. Okay, here we go. So I'm taking all this stuff apart because I want to get to this belt. And this is probably why a lot of people don't like messing with this, right? Now, my whole place is messy right now, man. It is what it is. And I know where everything is right now, but let me move this out. I'm gonna push this down, okay? And then I'm gonna pop this over here like this. This is the new one, okay? So now I'm gonna put it back in, but I want this facing up. So I'm gonna have this facing up, and I'm just gonna slide this back in here. I'm gonna pull the belt through and just make sure it sits sits back down in here like that. So that's the new belt. I'm gonna put this little metal thing back on. This metal thing is back on, okay? I still got my bearings. I still got my little balls, the little ball-y stuff that has to go in. Now this, I think this is what scares people, because these things would, you would lose these, okay, if you're not careful. So now, but if you see, it has 3 spots for the balls, right? So what you can do is say, all right, fine, let me put 1, 2, 3, and then you have this. You have this with the 3 spots. So I'm gonna drop it in here, okay? And then you have this guy with the spring, okay? And you're gonna put him in there. But the trick is now, no, my bad. I did something wrong. I missed a step. Sorry, guys. I was moving too fast. Let me put this spring back in. Let me put this by. He's not ready yet. We're not ready for him yet. Sorry about that. Before him, let me get my stuff back out. You see what happened? You moved too fast. Would you say, Dave? Measure 3 times? Damn, I may need to do it 4 times, David. Hold on. Let me just put this stuff back in here. Come on, buddy. Okay. Carajo. Drop it in. I'm just trying to get this little piece back where the bearing is, because it came out just now. Ay, carajo. Boom! Get your butt in there. All right, next up. Okay, so let's put these back in again. The 3 little balls. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Okay? Then we're gonna put this guy in. Okay? And after we put this guy in, then there's another guy that needs to go in to go on top of those 3. Okay? Sweet. Golly, boy, I tell you. Then is this guy. Then he has 3 spots. So you put him in. I probably. Sweet. Now he's in. I put him in. Okay. So now I want my bearing to go back in. Put my bearing back in. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I need this guy to stay up. So I'm gonna now put him on top of this. So this middle piece here will press in that little slot, keep him up, while I get this little guy, this little clamp. I'm gonna squeeze the clamp a little tight because I need to make sure it still has resistance. So I'm gonna put this guy back on, okay? I'm gonna push him down using this. And it's in there. And the bearing is locked in. The belts are changed. Now, put this guy back. Put this guy back. This is a much shorter belt. Nice stiffer belt. And put my little 2 screws in it. So that didn't really take that much time, but you do have to remember your steps and all that good stuff. So if anybody decide to do stuff like this, then you just take it apart while you're recording yourself so you can remember the steps, and you can rewind the camera if you have to. All right, don't just do it without, looking. That's all. Just kind of keep yourself open like that. This is good. Still doing this thing. So, but I do want to clean this up before I put everything back. Do you know how? And I'm gonna finish it with this. You know how hard it is to measure 3 times, to measure twice, and see and to do it like that, right? You know how hard it is to say, forget about the like the saying you had earlier. Forget about the quarter of an inch. Take it apart. Let's do it. That's the hard part. That's like our kids don't know how to clean up their room naturally. Kids just naturally know how to be messy. Our kids naturally know how to just drop something on the floor and keep moving. They're gonna take it. They're gonna grab the cake. They're not gonna wait their turn. The natural instincts are just to go take it, move it. Discipline is learned instincts. It's learned. Discipline is learned and cultivated in yourself. So the majority is not going to be disciplined. The majority is not going to want to get up early and grind. The majority is not going to want to do it. That's just what it is, man. That's just the way it is. So that's when I listen to that saying, like, if there's a fire, if the majority of the people are running in this way, you run the other way. I get it. I totally get it. So, you know, I love that saying, what you said. I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna work with it. I understand it. And let me go answer this phone. All right. Oh, I know that is. And I will talk to you guys later. All right. Thanks for stopping in today, Cole. We're gonna get me that address. I'm gonna ship this out to you. All right. And I'll see you next time. And RBK, big up. David, big up. All right. The rest of you guys, man, we appreciate it. Okay. All right. Stay positive.